Hello everybody, I'm back again, here to do a sort of, I guess I don't know how to explain this, but like a video about me discussing some schizophrenic experiences. I did talk about some of my experiences in November of 2012. So I guess this is like the sequel to that video, if you want to call it that. But this is going to be a video of my schizophrenic experience. Where do I begin? You know, one of the things that I do because of my schizophrenia, and you probably already know this from watching some of my videos maybe, but I always second guess myself, and I also say stuff like, instead of saying just a simple yeah or no, I just say I guess or maybe or possibly, or when I guess I'm really not sure on something. And I think my therapist, I'm not going to name any names in this video, but my therapist said that was a lack of confidence. That shows I'm not really confident in myself. Because I feel like I guess you could say I do some stuff maybe maybe some parts of me will tell me I don't want to do. But, and also, I hate it whenever I feel like I interrupt somebody, because I know that that's rude and stuff. But then after the last video from 2012 that I put up about rising above the influence, I was kind of having some more bad thoughts, like killing myself, or saying that I wish my life was over. Because one time I sent an email to one of my teachers, and after that they said I couldn't go back to school until I talked to somebody. That day was when I was seeing some alien heads that were based off of the boss of the Stage 6 boss of Super Contra for the NES, or Super C, or however you want to put it. But then it's also kind of not very good to have suicidal thoughts like that, because I know somebody in my area passed away just recently because he shot himself over depression, and I'm thinking it was probably because of depression. And I don't think I felt right. I think maybe it's very rarely when I feel great, if anything. See, that's why I'm second guessing myself. But most of the time, just kind of say, okay, alright, I guess. But, no. And I also had this hallucination or vision or whatever, or thought, because I saw a video, or not video, a photo that was posted on one of my Facebook friends' timeline. And I won't say who it was, but the photo, they had, this photo, the guy had absolutely no teeth. And that's disturbing to me, just like gum. And okay, let me explain this. A lot of times, whenever I'm like reading, I think all the time when I'm reading my history book, because I am taking a history class this semester, I feel like my grandmother is always somebody else. Like either a friend of mine, because I guess I'll go ahead and say this. Because of my schizophrenia, I do have a lot of friends that really just are like human beings, but they're not real. And also, I did also imagine my grandmother before as Brian Littrell, I think his name is, from Backstreet Boys. And one time when I was reading the book, I guess I felt like this person, like one of my friends, like my grandmother being one of my friends, had some bubble gum in her mouth and like put it somehow on my chest, and then I wound up with a little bit of it at the end of the day after taking off my shirt and everything. So yeah. And then I also saw just recently, this is another thing that relates to the Backstreet Boys, the music video for Everybody Backstreet's Back, which is horror themed. I did have some hallucinations about that, about the werewolf, and I don't know who, and maybe it was Brian Littrell who was dressed up as the werewolf, or it was somebody, but yeah, I've been probably schizophrenic for, even though I wasn't diagnosed with it until age 17. I think I've had it ever since I was just a little boy, because I remember seeing a couple things, not at the same time, I don't think, probably, but one was of a bull, I guess that my next door neighbor had or something, and then there's also, I remember this episode of Cat Dog called Pumped, where dog gets all buff and everything and picks up the greaser's house. I think I had that same thing happen to me, except he put it back down gently as a hallucination. So I think I've had schizophrenia ever since. I may have been born with it or something. I probably was, but that's as far back as I can remember. But they weren't really all that bothersome to me. I think until they may have gotten mad at me for exposing them, but you know, it may have had to have been done. So, but fortunately, I'm doing better now than I did in 2012 and early 2013. Because, because I am taking the right medicine. I've got some counseling. And that's just, I guess that's just making me feel better. I mean, they're still there, but I'm handling them better now than how I did back at that time. Because it's not right to think thoughts like that you want to lose your life or kill yourself or something other. Because not only is it bad for you, but if you think about it, if people actually do that or try to do it or attempt to do it, I should say, they should probably stop and think about how it would affect their loved ones. Because I've never, even though I did say I did try to kill myself one time, I actually never did. What I meant to say was I had suicidal thoughts. But I never did kill myself. Or attempt to kill myself. I obviously didn't kill myself because I'm still here doing this video. But I never attempted to kill myself. I just had thoughts about it. And that to me, I guess, is a cry for help. So, but I'm sure there is hope for me. And there can be hope for everybody else out there who was schizophrenic, just like me. Or just who have any other problems like bipolar, OCD, and stuff like that. And I should also probably say too, you probably saw me do that earlier. That's because I feel like my brain is trying to come out of my head. And I just do that to keep my brain in my head. And that, what you just saw right there, I also do that because if I don't do that, then it's gonna exchange mouths. Like I'll have the mouth of another person, and that other person will have my mouth. And I've also seen where my mouth is basically like Velcro, where you can just throw it out. Like you can just take it off you, kind of like a Mr. Potato Head toy, like how you can remove his body parts. think that's what happened with me there. With not just with the mouth, but with something else that I probably won't be saying, because I probably need to keep this one personal. But if you ever start having thoughts about killing yourself, my advice is that you don't do that, because it will take a big effect on your loved ones, like your family members and your close friends, and maybe even people you don't even know. It can affect a lot of people if somebody kills themselves. Just like with Robin Williams, I bet you a lot of his fans were shocked and saddened that he killed himself because he had depression. I don't know, I probably shouldn't have named the name there, but I think everybody already knows, so I guess it's probably not a big deal. But if it is, then I apologize. But yeah, just don't kill yourself. It's gonna really affect your family and your loved ones. So just do your best to overcome it. If you need to get counseling, I suggest you get it as soon as you can, and also start taking medicine, just like I'm doing. And I think I'm also taking the medicine for depression because of those instances where I had wished that I was dead and wanted to kill myself and all that. But it's better if you just take your medicine. And this is for everybody out there who's got not just schizophrenia, but any disorder like that. Alright, I guess that'll do it for this video. I'll see y'all for the next one.